Hello and good afternoon on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Late, early fall in northeastern United States. I'm in northern New Jersey. My name is Martin Coward, and welcome to Noonday Meditation and Contemplative Prayer Power Hour, where we gather every day at noon Eastern Daylight Time as a sanctuary, as a place of refuge to love and support each other through this pandemic. Our lives have been disrupted like they have never been disrupted before, and I'm so proud of how we have come together with courage and resilience to support each other through this difficult. We're becoming better. We're becoming more enlightened. We're becoming more loving, more compassionate, more empathetic human beings as a result of this. I am convinced that I know that I am, and it certainly is what I'm reading, what I'm seeing. I mean, even the conversations in our government are becoming we want leaders who we can trust. We want leaders who are empathetic. We want leaders who are compassionate. Empathy has been a word that's been used over and over and over again, and certainly competency. Those are the four pillars, by the way. Those are the four skills that every good leader needs to have: trust and transparency, compassion, empathy, and competency. And I'm just really excited about the fact that we've got some people running for office that have all those qualities, and that's exciting because we're gonna get through this, and we're gonna end up in the light. We're gonna end up out of this darkness into the light as we come together. And what I'm excited about today, and what I've been excited about, I launched a while back, maybe about a month ago, a new webinar that I created called Practicing the Art of Being Present, your key to living a life of love, joy, and prosperity. And the wildest thing happened. Created this as just a short video for myself to give to my clients. And after I began to work on it over the summer, I actually kind of took on its life of its own. And as I was doing the recording of it this fall, I was like, wow, I'm really living in presence more. Presence is around. I call her Joy, the wild woman, the wise woman. She's wild too. Joy, the wise, wild woman in me. Some people call it infinite intelligence. Some people call it providence. I call her Joy, the wise woman. And she's around. She's here today. And she said, tell you, hey. And but also I realized that I'm living here in the middle of all this crisis. I'm living a life of love, joy, and prosperity. I have love, I have joy, I have prosperity. I live from that place, and I want you to too. And I want you to come here and share your stories, because that's how we heal. That's how we get together. That's how we get each other through this difficult time in our lives. And so, if you would, when you come in, please just type into the chat box and let me know you're here so that I can say hello. Otherwise, I just see a number up on the screen, and I don't know who those numbers are. And I like to know who's behind that number, because I enjoy getting to know you. And I'm here for you. You're here for me, and I appreciate that, because we're in this together. And I'm hoping that what I'm teaching and showing in these noonday sanctuary, this noonday conversation, will be of some value to you. I know it's very important what we do in the first few minutes of our day. The first 7 minutes, I say, it's time to say that what we do in the first 7 minutes of our day has a huge impact on the rest of our day. And I have been practicing a power hour every morning for years. And it has become even more of a practice during this pandemic. As I created it. So, and the idea, the reason for this excuse me, the reason for this noonday is to get us out of the drama. It is so easy for us, with all this going on, it's so easy for us to get caught up in all the drama of the world right now. And we need a refuge. We need a sacred space to let the drama go outside, so we don't connect to it. We can actually have some freedom to live and to love and to create a new way of being. Actually, because drama is driven by fear, and it paralyzes us, and we feel like we're in the real danger of that is if we're in fear. We're in fear because we're in our ego, we're in our minds, and we're taking the current situation and we're looking at the worst parts of it and projecting that into the future. And that could be dangerous because then that's what we're going to get. If we think, if we project fear and doubt and drama out into the future, we're going to get fear, doubt, and drama in the future. But if we get still, we will get something different. We'll build a world of love and prosperity and equality, and that's an exciting way to live. So, and how we individually can power up our day is to meditate. And I designed this very powerful step-by-step approach to how to create a morning power hour. And if you if you're having a hard time, struggling, trying to get out of the drama and trying to get out of the fear, whatever, it may not be COVID, it might be something else. The other drama in your life, maybe because you're caught in your family and you're living in such close quarters with your family right now. There's a lot of drama in your house because you're bumping into each other. So, maybe starting out your day with a power hour might be helpful in many ways, in all aspects of your life. But it always, to me, comes back to the individual, to the person, to ourselves. And we can resolve those conflicts. We can let go of the fear, and there are tools we can have that will put us into alignment with the divine, if you will. And when we're in alignment with the divine, with our body and our spirit and our mind, then our day just is so much more powerful and so much more fulfilling and more exciting and fun. So I am going to share with you in a second what you can do exactly every single morning to start your day. So, practicing the art of being present, your morning power hour. Your morning power hour is your sacred place of solitude and is the single most important tool for you to practice to access the spiritual realm and your creative, aware mind. We call that infinite intelligence in the world of finance because of Napoleon Hill's famous book, Think and Grow Rich. And so when you say infinite intelligence, a lot of people can understand that when you say God or the divine, it seems to turn people off because they think you're trying to pull them into some kind of religious dogma. But whatever you want to call it, you want to call it love and life and the present moment, as Eckhart Tolle calls it. So it doesn't really matter what you call it as long as you access it and step into that power. Meditation and contemplative prayer is the way to do it. The key to living a life of love, joy, and prosperity is mastering a daily contemplative practice. If you want happiness, you have to connect to your creative genius. We all have one. We all have a creative genius. It's just a matter of accessing it. It's one thing. It's like Eckhart Tolle says, it's many humans, one being. That creative genius is the being within everyone. Developing a meditation practice is the only way to connect to your creative genius, or as we like to sometimes say, to your infinite intelligence. It's a wonderful way for us human beings to tap into this enormous source of power. And people ask me, well, how long is a morning power hour? I say it's an hour. It is 1 hour. And I'm going to tell you how to break that out to do and how to break that hour down. No 1 hour meditation, but it's 1 hour getting still and listening and creating the space for presence to come alive in you. That's what it's about. It's about creating we can't make presence come up in our lives. We can't at command order the divine part of ourselves to wake up. But what we can do is create the conditions for it to happen and ask for it. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How do we create the conditions for this divine presence, this infinite intelligence to come alive within us so that we can actually benefit from it all day long? It just makes such a difference in how you navigate through your day when you're doing it with the divine, with infinite intelligence actually running the show. But what that's about is about getting out of your way, getting the ego out of the way, so that infinite intelligence, that creative aware mind, can do its job. And it's pretty powerful. I mean, it's doing it anyway, whether you're conscious of it or not, by the way. But what we do is we resist it because we're not getting our own way, and that can hinder our own growth and expansion for a while until we get so tired that we have to let it go. So this is how this is going to look. So the first thing I recommend people who are new at this is just disrupt your daily routine. If you're starting this, disrupt your routine by getting up a little earlier. I suggest 30 minutes earlier, maybe getting up a whole hour. And your ego is not going to like this. Let me say something. If you're new to meditation and new to this kind of thing, your ego is going to have it's not intelligent, but it is clever, and it's going to find every excuse in the world to keep you from doing this. Just know it. This is not in the best interest of your ego, of your shadow, because this is going to shine the light on it. And what happens when you shine the light on the shadow? It dissolves because it wasn't there. So get up earlier if you can. I mean, really make this a practice. Wake yourself up a little earlier, and then, but you're going to love the next thing. You don't have to do anything. When you get up, just be. Go get your favorite cup of coffee, or I have an espresso machine, and I make myself a really nice cup of cappuccino in the morning, and I just sit in my favorite meditation place, or maybe I'll sit out here on the porch and just watch the sun come up and just listen to it. Just listen to the world and allow presence to wake up in me just by being. Don't do anything. And that's the whole point of being present, is we're so conditioned to doing. I mean, I know this morning I want to get up, and I still do want to get up and get on my iPhone, and I want to see what happened and who did what, and I really have to tell myself, no, you're not looking at that iPhone until after your power hour. Period. Not looking at it. Don't do it. And sometimes my ego wins. Sometimes I look at it anyway. But it doesn't do me any favors. I am much better off. That day is much better off if I just start out by just getting up and spending 10 minutes with a cup of coffee, just allowing myself to wake up with the world. And I would recommend that for you too. And the next 10 minutes is to embody the spirit with movement. Do something to wake up your body, to bring life energy. When we meditate, we raise our hands in the air. What I've been doing, I do yoga, and I put on disco music, and I do yoga. I do disco yoga in the morning, and I have a little over an hour routine that I do usually, because it's my workout, and I really enjoy my morning yoga routine with disco music. And but it doesn't matter what you do. You can do yoga. You could just do some push-ups. You could take a walk in the woods. You could walk around your neighborhood. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you did it for 20 minutes, that's fine too. But you still got to do the other parts. But at least 10 minutes, a minimum of 10 minutes to embody the spirit. So you get up and you do nothing but be. Then you begin to wake up your body. You wake up your body by doing some kind of physical exercise. And then the next 10 minutes is very important. We have to kind of get the brain, the mind to begin to be more accepting of these spiritual truths. Because your mind, what we're doing when we meditate, we're transcending the mind. We're going into a higher level of consciousness that the mind does not understand. As a matter of fact, the ego doesn't want to go there. But if you begin to bombard it with spiritual truths, with reading and listening to audiobooks and things like by Richard Rohr or meditation or find something that is teaching you some of the spiritual wisdom and the spiritual truths of the world, universal law. Love your neighbor. And Richard Rohr's what I read a lot. And their books. There's Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth is a fabulous book to read right now. I've been listening to it in the car for the last month or so, and over and over again. I love it. It's something new every time I listen to it. So spend the next 10 minutes just bombarding your ego-thinking mind with spiritual truth and wisdom. So that's the first 30 minutes. So what you've done is you've just simply gotten out of bed a little earlier. You sat down for 10 minutes and with a cup of coffee and just allow yourself to wake up without do nothing. Do nothing. Just be present. Second thing is exercise. Do some spiritual, embody the spirit in your body. Do some movement. You can just turn on some disco music if you want to and dance if you want to. It doesn't matter what you do. Just something to get some energy flowing into your body, and then spend 10 minutes doing some reading. Okay. The next thing is here's a recommended in my webinar. There's Falling Upward by Richard Rohr, Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender by Dr. Hawkins, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, Emptiness Dancing by Adi Shanti, and The Heart of Centering Prayer by the Reverend Cynthia Bourgeau. These are all great books to help center the mind and to get you thinking in terms of spiritual truth. And I highly recommend, if you're not familiar with this stuff, pick up one of these books, but read the whole thing. If you start with, these are all excellent books. And if you get one that's just not resonating, you need to put it down and get something else. But these are all really very good books for people learning and wanting to center their lives and start their day by getting into some power. Now, the next 20 minutes is key. And your ego is going to tell you, oh, it's boring just to sit there, sit still. I mean, that's it, still. Who wants to sit still? It's like almost like punishment when you were a kid. You've got to go do a timeout. Well, it is a timeout. It's a timeout. That's exactly what it is. It is a timeout for yourself. It is a timeout of the drama. It's a timeout of everybody. It's a timeout for you, and to get know yourself. And to get intimate with that infinite intelligence within you. It's a time to get to hear and listen and get to know that part of you that's so powerful. It is the clearest and cleanest expression of self-love, is to get still and get intimate with yourself through meditation. We're going to do this in a few minutes. I'll teach something called the centering prayer. And it's what I do. It's just a process of constantly sitting still, letting thoughts come up, and letting them go, and listening. It's just thoughts come up, let them go, and get still again, over and over. So if you get in the practice of 20 minutes, it happens during the day, and you can be more present during the day. So this is key to the practice. I know if you've never meditated, 20 minutes, you can do it. I promise you can do it. Everybody can do this. But your ego mind is going to find it boring. It's going to find other things to do. It is to distract you. And just know it. And just, as they come up, let them go. Sometimes my ego comes in the morning when I'm doing my yoga and starts telling me, starts making me think about things I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes, and I can't do it. And like, get off my field. I can do anything, and I'm enjoying myself, but it wants to come in and sort of just get in there and sort of complain about it, And that's what's happening. If it's complaining about 20 minutes of meditation, that's your ego. It's what the ego does. It complains. It's negative. It's not going to say anything positive about this. Just know that. I'm telling you, it's not. It never will, by the way. Your ego will never, ever, ever like this. It becomes less and less resistant to it, because the power in you becomes so much more powerful that the ego's resistance is just, the shadow is nothing compared to the light. So, but you need about 90 minutes of this. If you're going to do this, I recommend you just set aside 90 minutes and maybe even get an accountability partner and just do it for 90 minutes and see what happens. And you're going to be amazed, I think. And then when I also tell people in my case, join me at noon here, what you're doing, and I'll guide you through the practice. And that's why I created that webinar in the first place. People wanted to learn how to meditate. What do I do? How do I create? How do I reclaim my power every morning? And that's why I'm showing you this. This is what I do every day, and it's powerful. And you can always join me here at noon. And if you do it, I recommend the Power Hour first thing in the morning. So if you like, you can always, these are my noonday meditations are always on replay. You can just go, and if you want some guidance, just go in the morning, go and grab a replay and watch that, and use that as your source of information. It's great. That's what it is. And then when you're done meditating, your heart's open, your mind's open, hopefully. Your body feels good. You're in alignment. Sit down and write down in a journal. Start journaling and write about your feelings and what you're discovering about yourself. And if you're a drawer, if you paint, you might do that. But I think there's something very healing about writing. I write most every day I have journals and I write into them every day. And hey, Mindy, how are you doing? I wonder where you were. I was wondering where you were here on this Friday. I'm so glad you're here. We're just going through how to create a morning power hour. It's not a whole lot different than what we do here every day. I don't take y'all through exercises and stuff like that, but I will say that if you do this every morning for 90 days, your life won't be the same. I absolutely guarantee it. You do this for 90 days, you follow this 1 hour routine every day, your life will not be the same. Are you in the road in Vermont? Well, don't text and drive. Just listen. And certainly don't close your eyes and meditate while you're driving. That'd be dangerous. But I'm glad you're tuning in, and you could just enjoy while we meditate. Just enjoy and allow the beautiful scenery to be present. Allow your presence to be present, and just allow yourself to be present while you're driving. And I do that. We're going to Philadelphia, to Pennsylvania tomorrow somewhere. I'm not sure. We're not going to Philadelphia. We're going out in the middle of the woods somewhere in the country, which I'm excited about. But and I look forward to that time of just sitting in the car and just looking and enjoying the scenery, enjoying seeing fall coming into place. And so I imagine Vermont's kind of pretty right now. So enjoy all that. Kind of envious of it. So again, spend that last 10 minutes journaling. And now here's what I like to do to kind of anchor everything. I conclude by putting my hands on your heart and saying these words, okay? I am a creative genius, not me. Now, this is very important. I think for me, my mantra is I am not me. Because there are two things out in the world. There is space and form. Martin is form. Space is the creative genius. That's where infinite intelligence. It's not in. It is formless. It is seamless. That is where it is. Out of the space, we create everything. So I just want to make sure that I don't get my ego thinking it's a creative genius, because it's not. There's no way. Our human minds are binary. It does a great job of remembering and calculating and functioning. We couldn't live without it. It's a marvelous tool, but it is not creative. It has to work. When we align the brain with the creative genius, we create art, we create music, we create everything we do, actually. That's why it's so good to get our power together, so it's all lined up in the morning first thing. So I always end up, I am a creative genius, not me, Martin. I am infinite intelligence, not me. And my mind, my little ego will think it knows everything. It knows nothing. It absolutely knows nothing. It's not intelligent whatsoever. The ego is clever, but it's not intelligent. is not even remotely intelligent, but it is very clever, and it will find ways to get in, sneak in the back door sometimes, and sabotage your day. That's why it's so important to start your day this way, because if you start your day in power, it's kind of hard for the ego to take it back. So, and then I say, I am pure love consciousness, not me. And breathe into the truth of who and what you are. And you'll begin to feel the presence of God within you. You'll begin to feel the presence, experience the presence. It's more than just a good feeling, but you just know it's a presence and a power within you. That pure love consciousness is a pure presence and power within every one of us. But it's not the human. That's what I am, pure love and love consciousness. I am the being, but not Martin, not the human. That's just what I do. You don't have to do that too. You don't use the I am not me. It's my thing, but I do it, and it's been really helpful to me. And this is when I finally say I am worth, because I'm a prosperity coach. I'm always talking about money and how we relate money to these things. I am worth far more than all the money in the world, and yes, me too. Because the human being is precious. And human being and the life of the human being is far worth more than all the money in the world. It is. And we get a little distraught right now because there are certain people in political power right now who tend to think that money is more valuable than people. Well, we cannot recreate an economy if people are not alive to create it. Money is designed to love and support, is an expression of love for creativity, and a resource is not. It just makes absolutely no sense from a spiritual perspective to think that you want to protect your money over your life. Let it go, because you can create more money. You can't recreate your life. So that's the next thing I say. And then I'm not going to go in, but one thing I suggest people do when they're in my course is to find an accountability partner and do it for 90 days. And if you want to find out more about how to actually do the accountability partner, then you can simply, I'm not going to go into all that. I don't want to do that right now. You can simply go watch the webinar. And the webinar is available in the Financial Mystics Heart Space. The Financial Mystics Sanctuary on Facebook Live, Facebook group, and you'll find it in the unit section, and you can just download it and you can watch it at your leisure. Okay. So that's what I got for you today. I hope it was helpful to you. And I'm going to do a little meditation now. Okay. And this again, I'll say there, I'm saying this more and more, is people come and they enjoy what I have to say. I guess they find it entertaining to some degree. Hope so. It's nice. I hope you find it enlightening and some wisdom in it. I'm glad for that. But the real power is what is going to happen in the next 20 minutes. The real power is not what I have to say, but that inner. You got to develop that relationship with your higher power, with your infinite intelligence. You got to get to know that creative genius, and the only way to know it is contemplative prayer and meditation. It's to sit down, surrender your thoughts, surrender your ego, surrender your need to control, surrender your stories, all that stuff. Let all of it go and get still and listen for that still voice within you. It's there, but you just got to get quiet enough to listen to it. So I'm going to guide you. I'm going to guide you into this meditation, this prayer, and then it's up to you then to sit still. And it's just, that's the way it is. I mean, I don't know how to, if you want, it's like going to the gym. If you don't, you can get all the exercise magazines you want, look at all the great pictures and look at people working out and all the technique. But if you don't go to the gym and work out, anything going to happen. Same way with meditation. If you want to develop a relationship with yourself, with that higher power, the infinite, you got to practice. It's what's called a practice. You got to practice sitting down and being quiet and being still. So let me guide you through that. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. Just raise your hands in the air. Mindy, you don't do this because you're driving. and just become aware of life in your body. Maybe it's a tingling in your fingers or tingling in your toes. That's the life in you. That is the life force, and that is the light in you. In me, it's the same light. It's the same being. It's the same one consciousness. Put your hands down and get still. One of the nicest ways to get still is to focus on your breathing. Allow your mind to focus on your in-breath. And I like to sometimes think of it as kind of a circular motion as the breath is coming in, going up into my head, down into my heart, down into my stomach, mixing with my blood, and then going back out to my mouth, coming in, going out. Be still and know that I am not me. Be still and know that I am God, not me. I am is one of the most powerful two words we can say. I am not me. I am not me. I am pure, loving consciousness, not me. I am infinite intelligence, not me. I am creative, aware, not me. Allow the bell to wake you up from any thought trance you might be in. Wake up. Meditation's about waking up that power within yourself, that infinite power within you, infinite intelligence. Wake it up from any thought. Allow the bell and my voice to wake you up from your thought. Let it go and fall back into emptiness, into stillness. Listen to the stillness. See into infinity. Hear the bell. So wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, infinite intelligence. Wake up, creative aware mind. Welcome back. How was your journey? How was your adventure? What did you find out about yourself in there? Were you struggling to get go, or did you just slide right in? Oh, Lord. Hmm. So thank you again for joining me today. I hope this was an opportunity for you to have some refuge from the drama, an opportunity to tap into that infinite source of power within you and within me that we all have at our access if we just want it and we get still enough to listen to it, claim it. And may love and prosperity prevail.